Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slow.
Hi, my name is Anil Nair and I'm an aerospace engineering student here at UCLA, and I'm going to help you by going over some math concepts and examples. Good luck.
So for our third example, we have three equations, x1 minus 7x2 plus x5 equals 3, x3 minus 2x5 equals 2, and x4 plus x5 equals 1. So now that we're using 5 different variables, we stop using letters like x, y, and z, and we just call them all x with different subscripts. So let's convert this into augmented form. So we have 1, -7, and then since we don't have an x3, we put a 0 there. Don't have an x4, we put a 0 there. And we have 1 for x5, and then 3 over here. And for the second equation, we don't have an x1 or an x2, so we put zeros. We have 1 for x3, we don't have an x4, and we have -2 for x5. And then x2. And here, third equation, we don't have an x1, x2, or x3. We only have 1 for x4 and x5 equals 1. So now, turns out this is already in reduced row echelon form. And that's because we have a leading 1 here. And there are only zeros on top and bottom. And then we have another leading 1 for our next equation. And we have zeros on top and bottom. And we have a leading 1 for our third equation, and there are only zeros on top and bottom. So now we can actually go back to what we had before, which was x1 minus 7x2 plus x5 equals 3, x3 minus 2x5 equals 2, and x4 plus x5 equals 1. Now if we solve this, for x1, we get x1 equals 3 plus 7x2 minus x5. We get that x3 equals 2 plus 2x5, and x4 equals 1 minus x5. And here we just write x2 and x5 equal themselves. So the free variables in this case are x2 and x5. Everything else depends on x2 and x5. So we set x2 equal to some parameter t and x5 equal to some other parameter s. And we say that the solution is x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, which we can just call x with an arrow on it as the position vector equals 3 plus 7t minus s, t 2 plus 2s, 1 minus s, and s, with t and s going from positive to negative infinity.
Ready or not,